Kyrie Irving is now one of the league's top point guards. But the only problem is, how is he going to lead the team to victory? ESPN's reporters have made sharp critiques of Irving. While praising, they also questioned him. Although Irving is very good, the Cavaliers' record is unbearable. What can he do to change it? In the 2012-13 season, in his second year, Irving showed unparalleled ball handling skills. And in that year's All-Star rookie game, the shot of breaking down night became a classic among the classics. But Irving has been consistently questioned. The reason is very simple. No matter how many points he scores in each game, it seems that it can't change the outcome of losing. The whole team seems to have only him wanting to win. After the end of the regular season this year, the Cavaliers also went home early for fishing. They had only 24 wins throughout the season. This upset everyone, but people did not entirely blame him, because with all kinds of injuries, Irving's actual attendance rate is not too high. Plus his character problem. Irving's core leadership position has been questioned quite a bit. But every time this happens, people would remember that Irving is only 19 years old. So all questions are attributed to the team management. After the start of the new season, the Cavaliers still have no progress. The team is strapped during the off-season. They didn't provide Irving with any practical help. In addition, the head coach is not a famous coach. The team was still the same at the beginning of the season. But as the season progressed, everyone found out. It seems Irving has evolved. He led the team to many victories, and even rushed to the top 8 in the East. So in the All-Star voting, Cleveland threw all of their votes on Irving. This is Irving's first time participating in the All-Star game as a starter. Unexpectedly, he still played brilliantly against a group of bosses. In the end, the All-Star game East won the game. But when the All-Star game ended, the Cavaliers' record was back at the bottom of the East. Everything seems to have been decided. Everyone on the team except for Irving seems to be ready to tank. But it doesn't matter anymore. After this season, which is the summer of 2014, a major news changed the fate of Irving and the Cavaliers. Even changed the pattern of the NBA for the next decade. Also started a new chapter in Irving's career. What is it? I want to do something that makes my city happy for my state. That's why I chose to come back to play. I love you. I'm back. With the declaration of the little emperor LeBron, Cleveland's chosen son returned home in 2014. And what will welcome him will be the team's young talents and countless fans who love him. In the summer of 2014, the management of the Cavaliers is focused on one thing. That is, how to persuade James to return to Cleveland. After losing to the Spurs in the NBA Finals, James seemed quite frustrated. However, some members of the Heat didn't seem to share that sentiment. Like their guard, Chalmers, for example, who was still basking in the glory of making it to the NBA Finals for 4 years straight. Just then, Gilbert, the general manager of the Cavaliers, paid them a personal visit. The upshot of their liaison was one step forward in their relationship. When James first left the Cavaliers, Gilbert sent him a denunciative letter. But on this occasion, Gilbert did not apologize. He suggested to James, "We are both adults. No matter what happens, we should always look ahead." A nearly 2-hour-long conversation moved James deeply, because he was bombarded by so much public scrutiny when he left the Cavaliers. Returning to the Cavaliers appeared to be his best choice that summer. Besides that meeting, Gilbert also invited James to visit the team's training camp. Kyrie Irving's performance left a monumental impression on James. Irving, as a guard, was much better than any from Miami. But that wasn't all. Gilbert also promised James that they would use their first-rounder of that year to trade with the Timberwolves for Kevin Love, whose caliber was no less than Chris Bosh's. Finally, this sweet artillery barrage convinced James, who officially announced his return to Cleveland via social media, and even attended the celebration that night. Amid the moving music, Cleveland fans were beyond thrilled. During the parade, James also made a promise that he would bring a championship to Cleveland. Of course, the Cavaliers owner also kept his promise. After having picked Wiggins with their first-round pick of the draft, they didn't hesitate to trade him to the Timberwolves. And in return they got Kevin Love, who had been averaging 20+20 for years. The big three of the Cavaliers was thus formed. But LeBron, with his high emotional intelligence, showered Irving with praises on social media. "You know, Kyrie Irving is one of the main reasons I came back. This young man has an unmatched charm." But Irving did not get lost in it. He seemed extraordinarily calm. He has been a part of numerous big moments. Whether or not he can lead the team to victory is the only criterion for the success of a leader. There are some less than ideal habits within the team. Some players' habits on the court should be slightly adjusted. This was spoken by James in 2015, which immediately caused a stir upon being proclaimed. Everyone knew what was going on. In this team, aside from James, it was Kyrie Irving who had the most ball possessions. James' words undoubtedly put Irving at the center of controversy. How should they harmonize internal relations? In 2015, with LeBron declaring his return to Cleveland, the team was back on track. And the person most affected by this decision undoubtedly was Irving. Every day, aside from training, he was dealing with questions from various media. Who is the leader of the team now, you or LeBron? In the face of these questions, Irving's response showed a high level of emotional intelligence. He never claimed to be the core in front of the media. More often, he placed James at the forefront. But on the court, his style didn't change at all. No matter how many times LeBron held the ball to attack, Irving played each game his own way. If he needs to play one-on-one, he plays one-on-one, he scores when he needs to score. His shot attempts were only second to LeBron's, which made another big player a bit distressed. More often, Kevin Love was like a machine, running back and forth on the court. But that wasn't enough to make James speak out. On the issue of defense, he emphasized more than once that the team was somewhat loose, and the core of this looseness was obviously Irving. So he said the opening words, but it might as well have served as a reminder for the team. In the subsequent games, everyone was clearly more active, albeit Irving still doing his own thing on the offense. He truly could make the shots count. The Cavaliers' record then jumped to the top few in the East. Everyone on the team knew they were about to start playing in the playoffs. And for Irving, this would indeed be a new experience. How to cope with the upcoming unknown challenges is what he needs to confront at this very moment. How far can the team go in the playoffs? Perhaps they themselves didn't anticipate a strong emerging power in the West will become, in the next few years, their sole entrance to reaching the pinnacle. What is the origin of this team? Let's anticipate and find out.